I'm going to try to accomplish two different things tonight in the couple of hours of daylight that I have left. I am going to construct the door. I got the frame put together yesterday, and then Chris used his planer to narrow out those two spots on the top of the gate. So I'm going to momentarily go measure my gate so that I can cut the 1x6s, and then I'll screw those to the gate. And I'm also going to construct a sleeping shelf that's going to go inside the shelter as well. Luckily, I've got all kinds of random pieces of 2x4s around here. You keep using up. Chicks are happy about it. The pieces that I have before cutting new ones. So these are supposed to be 21. Of course, I saw somebody else make this on YouTube. The guy that I watched had a super cool tool that he could drill and screw at the same time. I'm not that fancy. All right, so the first thing I have to figure out is guess that's good enough, is how to make sure that they line up on the front once the door is in place. So it appears that it's about 1 1/8 lower. Nope, that one's only 1. Oh, because so I should go to the floor. So that's 1, and that's 1. So I want the bottom one here. only. Not super sure. That's not showing up. Just keep reminding myself that the original video I watched of this took the guys 2 hours to build. Oh well. Okay, so it looks decent with the front side. Doesn't match too great over there, which is weird, but whatever. And there seems to be enough of a gap that once we get the hardware on, the hinges are going to go on this side. I bought a latch to go here. And I just have to figure out. I'll probably make the frame with the hardware cloth come up above, but we'll get the door attached and then kind of go from there. So, all in all, not too shabby. I'm not sure if the hinges I bought are heavy enough, but we'll see. All right, so my sleeping shelf is going to go in that corner over there. I think I'm going to make this shorter. Because once the roof goes in, so better 2x4. The leg, I don't know why it's so crooked. You ever get the roof on and it's not in my way? Alright, so that was 2 feet. Maybe I'll use that piece that's inside that's 15 inches. But I wasn't going to put that up tonight anyway. I want to get Chris's opinion on if I need more supports before nailing it to the wall, because those 1x6s aren't super strong. So he might tell me to put more legs on, at least maybe on, yeah. So I was gonna not do that tonight anyway. Lay this flat so it doesn't blow over. Wood my roof. Although frankly, even though there's some gaps in these boards, it is really great wind walk. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. Alright, finally getting around to putting the finishing touches on this structure. Today I'm adding the welded wire to serve as a coyote deterrent. I do not have staples to secure the wire, so I'm just going to put up my extra piece of frame that I'm going to use to secure these boards a little better, and then come back with my staple gun to secure the wire. All right, so all in all, this did exactly what I wanted it to do, which was to shore up these sides so that there weren't a lot of wind gaps. The only problem being that side over there, again, because of the moisture, and it swelled a little bit. I may wait till it dries out and see if I can't just reposition that one board that's off. This one, this front wall, really shored up pretty nicely, and pretty pleased with the way that I have this wire. Need to get staple gun to secure it better, because these staples that I was using were for fencing staples, but I needed something to hold it into place. But yeah, so that turned out kind of how I was hoping it would. I have one last thing that I have to figure out, and that's for here above the door. I think I have a plan, but it involves construction, and I'm a little too frustrated today to try to play with that, so I'll wait for another day to do that and clean up my mess in here. Maybe come back and make the sleeping shelf a little bit later. but try to get the grass cut before it starts to rain. So getting closer and closer. Good thing, because I think I have about 22 days until this needs to be complete. So getting close. All right, getting ever so closer to the completion of this building. Yesterday, I was able to seal it. I got clear sealer because I like the color of the pine. And so I was able to seal completely the outside and the inside. I think it looks pretty good. It did rain a little bit, but I didn't get out here to see if it beat it up like it's supposed to do. But at the very least, it's protected. Hardware cloth is all in. I added a latch up here that I will use to kind of lock it at night. And I got this extra piece of hardware cloth for above the door. So it's almost exactly what I need it to do. So when the door closes at night, it's completely blocked off like the other openings. And I did put hinges on it so that it swings up, and then I have these little hook and eye latches to keep it closed at night. The only problem is this side is okay, but this side, because of where that eye sits, I can't swing it up. So I have to come up with a solution for that side so that I could get this side to sling up, and then I'll just put a hook in the ceiling for during the day. Now, worst case scenario, if I can't come up with a solution, whatever, I can duck down like I just did today. But my hope and my plan was to get it so that it latches up. Although, frankly, I'm not really going to be in here, right? I'm going to be hanging and placing some food in here. But the reason that the floor is designed with gaps is so that when I hose it out, any droppings that are in here can just go through those cracks. Same with the sleeping shelf, right? Designed the same way. And that's why the back wall is not flush against the floor. So again, when I'm cleaning it out, I can hose it out and things can be emptied out. So I don't see myself being in here all that frequently, but I think I would still like to come up with a solution to get that to flip up. But in the meantime, I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. That was just a 1x2 that I used to build the frame. It's smaller hardware cloth for above the door. It's obviously smaller than that, but I had a piece that fit perfectly. So I thought I would just use that. And then my latch on the outside is just so that I can add a carabiner there. And again, just an extra piece of security. So really and truly, except for trying to come up with a solution to latch this to the top and trimming off all of these exposed screw heads with the grinder, the structure is about complete. So definitely a super fun project. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out.